So I've already applied my SPF, and it's really important that you don't skip that step. And now I'm gonna actually apply a primer. Now I typically don't recommend using a primer. I don't think everybody needs one. However, I always think it gives you the confidence to go makeup free more often if your skin is looking healthier and glowing. But also this helps to minimize the look of pores, and it's by Essence, so it's really affordable. One thing to remember when you are using a primer, however, is that it will keep your makeup on for longer. So when you are removing it at night, make sure you're really deep cleaning. You've got to remove your makeup and then cleanse your skin. Otherwise that primer will lock everything behind it, and it will end up causing breakouts and blemishes and trapped pores. We really don't want that. So this is the Wet n Wild concealer. It's once again really inexpensive, and this is the photo finish. So I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hands, and take my ring finger, and I only want to apply a very small amount at a time, and I'm going to start around the nose. Hormonally for women, this is where we gather a lot of redness, and then you can apply it on any blemished areas that you have. I'm just patting it over, and then use a clean finger just to go around the edges to blend it in. The trick with concealing blemishes is you actually want to go exactly the same shade as your skin or your foundation, or a little darker. I also like to apply this just underneath the eyes. Don't worry if it's not completely covered. If those blemishes are kind of showing through, if those dark circles are kind of peeking, it's okay. Because we're only in school, so we're not looking for full coverage. We're just looking to feel a little bit, maybe a bit more confident in ourselves. And that's it for concealing. So I'd actually recommend using a powder foundation instead of a liquid one. We're gonna start by just pressing over the skin, and this is a stippling motion. I'm gonna take a little bit more, tap off the excess, do the same thing. And then you can do little buffing motions, which are like little circular motions. And this will really buff that product in. Great thing about this foundation as well is that it actually looks better as the day goes on, and it works on different skin types. So you have normal skin, dry skin, or slightly oily skin. The only people it doesn't work for are very dry skin and very oily skin. You guys might want to make sure you prep with a correct moisturizer beforehand, but my skin looks fresh, more even, but it doesn't feel cakey, it doesn't feel heavy. And also this is a great one for topping up your makeup. All you want to do is just to dab off any oils and then just apply a very small amount over the top, and it literally looks like you've just applied your makeup. I wouldn't recommend applying makeup when you're in school, but if you're going to do it anyway, you might as well use the right product. Next I have this Essence palette. What I really like about this is it has pretty much everything that you need. So you have 2 blushes, 2 contours, and 2 kind of highlighter shades. So I'm going to start by applying a little bit of the bronzer, and I'm going to use the F41, the miniature version, and then on the apple of the cheeks and sweeping up towards the top of the ear. So we're not really contouring with it, it's more of just a natural kind of bronzy look. You can also do this sweeping 3 motion if you want to. So typically that starts at the top of the forehead, sweeps alongside the edge of the eye. It then goes underneath, so just in this hollow right here. I've gone a little bit on top of the cheekbones as well, and then I've swept it around again and done the jaw. Then I'm going to take the highlighter shade, and I'm going to mix this up with this blush right here. And I'm just going to sweep this kind of angled a little bit towards the apple of the cheek, which is right here. But instead of doing it here, we're sweeping it back and up. A very kind of fresh, youthful look. I'm also going to apply this highlighter on the inner corner of my eye. So I'm just going to look in the opposite direction, so I get really close to the inner corner. You can also apply this on the lid, and it'll just kind of brighten up your eyes a little bit. Now we're going to move on to the brows and the lashes. In my generation, we literally plucked all of our eyebrows away and then drew them back in. But you guys are pretty different from us. So what I would actually recommend doing is just using a brow gel. You can get tinted ones, you can get ones with fibers to build them up. I'm just going to use a clear one today and just brush that through my brows. This will add a more polished look to your brows. Then I'm going to curl my eyelashes. And my favorite mascara of all time is this one. And you want to start at the roots of the lashes, do a little wiggle, and then pull through. And I like to very lightly coat the bottom ones with whatever's left over on the brush after doing the top. So many different ways you can then apply lipstick. I'm actually just going to be using a lip balm. This one is the strawberry one. Tiniest amount of color and shine. And that is the finished look. It shouldn't take you too long to do this. You don't have to do all of the steps, obviously, and go makeup free sometimes. It's actually very liberating. But I want to hear from you. What do you guys do differently, or what did you used to do differently? I'm really looking forward to reading the comments. Bye guys.